Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about something that has really irritated me for some time, and that would be how desperate people seem to be to learn information before it's officially announced. Everything is getting leaked these days. It just seems pretty common that before something is announced, it's going to be leaked, and usually it's leaked right before it's announced, and that's kind of understandable. But I've never really understood the mindset associated with this. So you don't gain anything from leaking. If anything, you risk getting in a lot of trouble, getting what access you had to things revoked, potentially getting sued depending on what it is you're leaking. And no one really knows these people's names. If you're a leaker, you don't become famous off of that. You certainly don't get any money out of it. I mean, it's not like the kinds of leaks that are coming out are warning people about something that the company was trying to hide. If someone had conclusive proof and was able to reveal the fact that, say, Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode isn't going to be in the game until March, or that some other project might have microtransactions that have not been discussed yet, I could understand wanting to get that information out there, because if the companies have been concealing that during a time when you're expected to be pre-ordering the game or whatever, then it's kind of irresponsible. But I really can't think of any leaks along those lines. They don't happen. It's usually just leaking some footage or leaking a reveal that hasn't happened yet. And I can't think of a single time where I found out something during a leak and thought, man, I'm really glad I found out about this now instead of organically. Even if it was something disappointing. Because there's always those seeds of doubt where you see something that looks convincing, but you're not quite sure, and you don't want it to be true. Or the other way around. But as you might have guessed from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about something that is actually a lot worse than this. And I think it plays into leaking, because people who don't have inside information are desperate for attention, and desperate to manipulate people and trick people, and desperate to build up hype, so they just make up their own leaks. I find this really bizarre because 90% of these leaks are like a bad Photoshop, or they're just text. You know, you go onto 4chan and just write out something that you want to tell people, and people still act like this could totally be true. Fake leaks are the worst. I just don't get it. They are embarrassing, and they seem to really be associated with Nintendo, first and foremost. And maybe that's because Nintendo fans are easy to hype up, but at the same time, shouldn't that mean that they're a little more skeptical of leaks or anything that doesn't look verifiable? This Grinch leak that was going around the last week, I pretty much avoided it as best I could. I heard a few things about it, I did not look at the images, but the way that people were talking about it, it sounded like it was a slam dunk. They really were making it sound like this was way more credible than most of these leaks. So I kind of assumed that there was a good shot that it was legit. And unsurprisingly, it was confirmed today that it was completely fake. And after realizing that, I then looked at the leak myself. I looked at the images and all of the claimed new characters coming to Smash Brothers. And, if I had looked at it immediately, I would have known it was fake because it just met all the same hallmarks. It had really questionable character picks and also some that just seemed like only fans would want. And the artwork, there was nothing to prove that it looked like a legit Photoshop or like a really high quality. It was the same blurry crap that I could make in 3 seconds in Photoshop. And yet the internet blows up and everyone's writing articles and discussing this. And, if you're writing articles, good for you because you're getting those clicks. I wouldn't be surprised if most of these fake leaks were just orchestrated to get clicks on your site. But can everyone just calm down? This is really a big issue with Smash Brothers in particular, because we have had to wait a pretty short time for this game. It was announced in March, it's coming out in December. For other entries in the series, you've had to wait years, and there's been so much discussion, and it is just ridiculous to think that with this short of a time frame, people are making the most preposterous and bloated and fancy leaks that they can. And for what? Because I bet you there are a good number of people who saw the leak, got all riled up, thought it was true, and probably now are really disappointed in the official announcements today. And that's not really fair to Nintendo. It's not their fault at all. And I think that's the most dangerous aspect about it. So I really urge everyone, please remain skeptical when you see this stuff, especially if it relies on a Photoshop or a blurry image for verification. Don't assume all of this stuff, and just don't really talk about it. You'll find out. You'll find out eventually. Games tend to come out, so you will know at some point, and they'll probably announce it before the release date anyway. That's really all that I wanted to say. Hope you're having a good day, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. If you have any sweet Smash Brothers leaks, please email them to me. See you around out there.